There were some dramatics on the South Side Monday night. What a game. Chicago White Sox beat the Houston Astros 4-2. The Sox have been looking for some fire and swagger. They got it from Johnny Cueto, and their offense found it in the eighth inning. The Sox are now 4 games over 500 and just 2 games out of first place in the Central. Huge win that sets the stage for a showdown between Dylan Cease and Justin Verlander.
You are Locked On White Sox, your daily Chicago White Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, Sox fans, welcome to Locked On White Sox. Thank you for making Locked On White Sox your first listen each and every day. We're free and available on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Sox. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search Locked On White Sox. Hey, I'm your host, Nick Morawski, a lifelong, die-hard Chicago White Sox fan, recording this podcast just blocks from the ballpark in beautiful Bridgeport. You can find me on Twitter at Nick_GGTB. Really appreciate you letting me steal some of your time to talk White Sox. Locked On White Sox is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Johnny Cueto asked to see some fire and intensity. The Sox finally delivered a late game heroics from so many players, and Hendriks will not be denied another save. But first, in a week featuring some important baseball, getting a game win, a game one win, is a very big deal. Our Chicago White Sox are 60-56. Just 2 games back in the AL Central, chasing the Cleveland Guardians with 46 games left. White Sox beat Houston on the South Side 4-2. Maybe game of the year, maybe inning of the year, but you got to talk about Johnny Cueto, which we will throughout this episode. You want to talk about fire and intensity. This was definitely the spark needed to get a fire going. It was edge of your seat entertainment. Boy, 8th inning, 9th inning. Again, what a game. Exhausting there. That Liam Hendriks 9th lasted far too long. Setting the stage now for tonight's showdown between Dylan Cease and Justin Verlander, a couple of pitchers that have sub-2 ERAs this late in the season. It hasn't happened in a very long time. What a treat if you're able to get out there. I will be at the game, and I cannot wait. Weather should be good, especially after Monday night's game. Come on. This is going to be a battle. Hopefully it lives up to the hype, but the way Dylan Cease has been pitching, you know he wants it. You know he wants to show up, and hopefully some of this offense will follow. Before the game, again, A.J. Pollock has been hot, showing some of his numbers in the NBC Sports Chicago pregame show. Everything he's been able to do in the leadoff spot while filling in for an injured Tim Anderson. It's good to see him playing consistent. We know he, has been dealing with leg issues, but having him at the top of the lineup has been a difference maker. Sox bullpen has been very good as well. We saw that fire from Liam Hendriks on Monday night. Did not get an official word from the Chicago White Sox on what's going on with Robert. However, it sounds like he's day-to-day. According to Tony La Russa, Robert was taking some batting practice on Monday, doing some baseball activities on the field. La Russa was going to check in with Robert to see how he felt, and maybe we'll see him in the lineup on Tuesday. Vince Velasquez returning to the Sox. Matt Foster sent down. Those were some moves that happened before Monday night's game. So, especially after the first inning on Monday, you worry a little bit about the White Sox, kind of a David Goliath situation. The Sox are not in the conversation of Houston or Yankees right now. So you worry about the White Sox playing tight, maybe playing on their heels. For an inferior team like the White Sox right now, you need to take advantage of every little opportunity that's given to you. Astros pitchers miss a spot, the Sox need to capitalize. Astros misplay a ball, White Sox need to take that extra base. You get the idea here. You can't give the Houston Astros extra chances at all. You almost have to be a few moves ahead of them, just in terms of positioning and so forth. Some of my thoughts coming into the series, it's great that we swept Detroit. We took care of business. We did what we needed to do. Sox really are a mediocre team. You go back last year after the All-Star break. You can even go back further. There's some interesting stats that have been coming out. The Sox have been a 500 team for a while when you really look at it. But you wanted the White Sox to show up and say, hey, good, yeah, we beat Detroit. Anybody can beat Detroit, but we can hang with Houston right now. You wanted to see the White Sox at least, play tough, not roll over, have some competitive games. I was hoping for a sweep heading into Monday's, not a sweep, a split. Sorry, sweep would be great, but being realistic, a split. If you can do that, I think that can be a confidence builder moving into the weekend series against the Guardians. In the first inning, it was scary on Monday. But, the Sox had the right man on the mound at the right time. And just like we saw in the Detroit series, there was that clutch hitting late in the game. So it's not necessarily what you hit, but it's when you hit it. And that was critical Monday night. Capitalizing in big moments have been a challenge for the White Sox this year. And even during Monday's game, let's be honest. But I'm going to tell you why their will to win might very well be contagious. More on that in a moment. If you haven't tried Built Bar Puffs yet, you are depriving yourself of one of life's greatest joys. And guess what? There's a new flavor. Delicious, indulgent cookie dough covered in chocolate. That's right, Built has done it again. Let me introduce you to your new favorite cookie dough chunk puffs. Have a light and chewy texture, real cookie dough chunks, and of course, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. All of the joys of eating cookie dough without the hassle of making it. Plus, it's healthy for you. Cookie dough chunk puffs are only 160 calories, and they have a whopping 15 grams of protein in them. Run to Built.com to snag a box for you and the family. It will be the perfect treat, or you can find a really good hiding place and just hoard them for yourself. Like all Built bars, the new cookie dough chunk puff is covered in 100% real chocolate. That means they're healthy and tasty. Chocolate-covered cookie dough with a light, fluffy texture. What's great about Built is that all of their bars are made with collagen protein, which your body absorbs more efficiently and provides tons of health benefits. Eat something that tastes good and is good for you. I had a box of these recently. I will eat one right before a run or a post-run, a post-workout. They are outstanding. You are going to love these new cookie dough chunk puffs. Whether you need a snack for your workout, a late night treat, or just need to grab a quick bite, Built is the perfect protein bar, and they taste better than a candy bar. Ditch the calories, fat, and sugar. Grab yourself a Built bar. Go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKEDON15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKEDON15. Okay, it was scary a little bit for a while. Let's be honest here. Houston threw a right-handed pitcher, Jose Urquidy. Can't take anything away from this guy. He pitched really well. Sox were baffled by him It really wasn't until we got into Houston's bullpen, which Houston has a stellar bullpen, one of the best in the league. So coming into the game, Urquidy 6-1 with a 2.64 ERA in his last three starts. Last 9 starts. 5th in batting average, 25th in home runs were the White Sox offense. And it felt that way, right? We're getting a lot of singles, we're getting base hits, but we're just not hitting the home run. First inning, A.J. Pollock stays hot, rips a leadoff single. Andrew Vaughn in the 2 spot, he struck out. Urquidy with a nasty slider and got Eloy chasing for a strikeout. Sox hitters love to chase pitches, and Urquidy keeps it up. Offense might be tough to come by. I was thinking that, in the first, with the way he was pitching that slider, and it was breaking it was hitting the outside corner, then breaking further away, and we had guys chasing him. That's our kryptonite right there. I thought it was going to be a very tough night. Second inning, Sox missing, 92, 93, some 94 mile per hour fastballs that were right down the zone. Couldn't do anything with it. Taking pitches that were middle. Quietly, Sox went down in the second. After the third inning, White Sox offense had 1 hit, 0 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Fourth inning, there could have been something going on here for the White Sox. Disappointing inning. Eloy got on with a 1-out single. He's leading all of baseball with 24 hits in August. Abreu chasing that breaking ball stuff outside. He loves it. But then Abreu hits a mistake breaking ball for a single. You got Yasmani Grandal up with 2 on. And I am just saying to myself, out loud as I'm watching this game, stay out of a double play. Stay away from the double play. Sure enough, Yaz hits into an inning-ending double play. That was one of those moments, as I talked about at the beginning of this episode, where when you have an opportunity against a team like Houston, you just got to find a way to have a productive at-bat. You've got to somehow advance those runners, keep the line moving. That was a tough inning to go down that way. Fifth inning, Yoan Moncada with some warning track power. Harrison with a 1-out hit. He got thrown out stealing second. Seemed like there was some miscommunication there. Tony La Russa and Harrison talking briefly. I don't know. Gavin Sheets was up at the time if he missed a hit and run sign, but Harrison was pegged at second. Sheets, he pops out to the pitcher. That was frustrating because Cueto, who we're going to talk about in a little bit, he couldn't do anything more. I mean, the look on his face was, please, anything. Give me something here. Back me up. There was nothing going on offensively for the White Sox. Seventh inning, Jose Abreu with his second hit of the game. Yaz comes up, and again, all I can think about is don't hit into a double play. He was actually hit by a pitch. He had 2 strikes on him. So now you got the Sox 2 on, only 1 out. You got to get a productive at-bat from Yoan Moncada, please. He flew out to left field, and then Harrison popped out to the shortstop. Absolutely pathetic. Seventh inning, we go down like that, and Cueto still in the game, pitching brilliantly. That was really deflating. It just felt like, maybe this just wasn't going to be the night for the White Sox. But here comes the 8th inning. Astros go to their bullpen after Pollock got on with 2 outs. Vaughn takes one down the right field for a double. Pollock could not score. So you have runners at second and third for Eloy Jimenez, leading the league in hits in August. He rips a double down the left field line like he did in the Detroit series. 2-run score. It is a tie ball game. Mercy. After 2 pitches, Houston decides to intentionally walk Jose Abreu. Steve Stone asking, where was that 2 pitches ago? He was shocked that they were actually going to pitch to Abreu. So then Yaz comes up. Oh, no, not a double play. He ends up walking, showed some really good discipline, laid off at some pitches for sure. You got bases loaded here. Tie ball game in the 8th inning. And Yoan Moncada, we've seen some morning track power. We've seen him not be able to get the job done in previous opportunities throughout the game. He comes through, though, with a single to center field. 2 more runs score. Sox take the lead 4-2. That 8th inning on Monday night, I would say that's up there for inning of the year, sandwiched in the game of the year for the White Sox. Sox offense come alive late, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 extra base hits. They were 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position. A.J. Pollock and Eloy Jimenez with a pair of hits each, and Moncada and Jimenez with a pair of RBIs. Look, Johnny Cueto has been asking, almost begging to see some fire from the White Sox. I'm going to tell you why he seemingly willed it to happen on Monday night. More on that in a moment. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your betting needs. Find all your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all your sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today at BetOnline, where the game starts. Coming into the game, Johnny Cueto had a 2.91 ERA, his 8th. It's the 8th lowest in all of the American League this year, and his personal lowest ERA since the 2016 season, where he was an all-star with the San Francisco Giants. Cueto's first start since questioning if the Sox have anything left, if they have any fire. First inning was the most difficult inning. This is where we thought, as Sox fans, here we go, this might not be the night. First inning with a runner on. There's a ground ball hit to second base. It had a double play opportunity. Josh Harrison completely misses the ball, and Houston has runners on the corners with nobody out. You cannot give the Houston Astros extra outs, and they made the Sox pay. They got a sac fly, and after 7 pitches, it's quickly 1-0 Houston. Alex Bregman rips a double to left center. The Sox missed a cutoff throw. Again, you cannot do that to the Houston Astros. They tack on another run. It was 2-0 Astros after the first. But Cueto settled down as he is known to do. Second inning, clean inning. Third inning, Harrison plays some defense to help the cause, and it's another quick inning for Cueto. Johnny Cueto, if you were watching him, and I sure was, I just wanted to see his body language. And he had that look in his eye in the third inning. The way he was scanning the infield when plays were being made, getting the ball back after a strikeout. He had that intense look on him. Fourth inning, another 1-2-3 inning. Defense solid behind him since the first inning. After 4 innings, Johnny Cueto only gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them was earned. 0 walks and 2 strikeouts. He was at 46 pitches after the 4th inning. In the 5th, Cueto gave up a couple singles. Then he hit Alvarez to load the bases with 2 outs. Bregman up. He has hurt the Sox in this game. He's hurt a lot of folks in his career. Cueto gets him to pop out to Abreu to get out of the inning. Cueto, he seems like a magician. But Stone and Benetti discussed it in the telecast, how he does not allow hitters to square up on things. They do not make solid contact, and he throws a variety of pitches from the same arm slot. He's got that funky stop-start motion. He quick pitches you. He does anything he can to get you out. Sixth inning, Cueto issues his first walk of the game. Activity on the base paths for the Astros, 2 men on, 1 out. Cueto's at 77 pitches at this point, and then he gets the Astros to roll into an inning-ending double play. Sometimes he is a little bit of magic. Eighth inning, Cueto finishes that inning with a strikeout, and we're talking about seeing so much energy from this man. He was pumped up, dropped down to one knee, turned to the outfield, and displayed so much emotion, almost willing the Sox offense to do something, and they sure did in the bottom half. What an outing from Johnny Cueto. 8 innings, 6 hits, only 1 extra base hit allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. His ERA is at 2.79 for the year. He threw 100 pitches on the nose. It was his 14th quality start, 9th in a row. Liam Hendriks came in for the 9th, and after a ground out, he issued a walk, and then Jose Altuve came in to pinch hit. He flew out to Sheets in foul territory. 2 outs. There was an Ethan Katz mound visit. Christian Vasquez pinch hits. He singles to right field. So Houston's got 2 on, 2 out. And then Liam Hendriks gets the final out on a pop-up to Abreu. What a game. Wow. I'm talking about Pepto-Bismol, Alka-Seltzer, edge of your seat, intense. That was honestly probably the best game of the year, from the way Cueto pitched and what the Sox were able to do when they needed to do it against a very difficult Houston Astros bullpen in the 8th. Tuesday night, it gets even better. You've got Dylan Cease and Justin Verlander, a couple of sub-2 ERA guys going at it in mid-August. These 2 guys, they're the talk of the town when it comes to Cy Young. Verlander's got some better numbers right now, but what Cease has been doing with strikeouts and everything else, he wants to put up a quality outing against the guy he's chasing in the Cy Young competition. A lot of intensity. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'm sorry, should be an outstanding game. These types of matchups don't happen often. Hope to see you at the ballpark. Hey, thanks for making this podcast part of your daily routine. You can find the Locked On White Sox podcast absolutely everywhere you find your podcasts. We are on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Sox. You can find me on Twitter at Nick_GGTB. Thanks for making Locked On White Sox your first listen. Now make your second listen the Locked On MLB podcast. MLB expert Paul Francis Sullivan brings humor, passion, and unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Follow the #1 daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB, on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up on the next episode, I'll recap Dylan Cease's performance and hopefully be talking about another White Sox winner. Really appreciate you making time for the Locked On White Sox podcast. I'm Nick Morawski. Until next time, go Sox.